Welcome to my review of Ball Tower Defense. I am very happy to be doing this review. It's a fun game. I do moderation for it, and it's it's a good game. I enjoy it. I think there's a lot of great deal of love and care that goes into creating it. And honestly, I thankfully have one of my friends to play it alongside to make it a little more fun. Alright. Anyway, uh we got to review fucking Ball Tower Defense, which is that was astronomically bad. Uh, for each of these modes, a month. Yeah, I, yeah, it's not like it's I mean the alpha went on for of course a little bit, but it's like oh my, it's just holy macaroni. So I'm only gonna use things that really a player at each of the modes would reasonably have. So your first two would be a ball and a beach ball, which would be the first that you're most likely to have with easy because the tutorial auto gives you a beach ball. Although it gives you in a crate form, still automatic. Um, I'm going to use at least one shiny because the chances of shiny aren't super difficult. And that's what will be my boxer ball. Then we will use the Builder's Club ball to fit the wall slot. And we will use the monkey. Or at least I will. Now, so he's got shiny ball, shiny poison ball, beach ball, and 2 police officers. Or 2 police balls. Now, you have so damn many. Oh lord. And so I do create party. Now a good thing with playing co-op in this game is that the amount of money you have actually gets split across the amount of players. So like, of course, you start with half money and your teammate starts with the other half, and then in third you start with 30 money and your 2 other teammates have the remaining thirds. And fourth is the same, you each get a quarter, and so on and so forth. And yeah, which is so much better. Also, to show the trade system, you have here in the menus for it. If you find your friend, you can click Request Trade, where if they were to accept it, you have here where you can select your towers, and you can sort by what types of items you want to give. And then you have your chat system, which is, your usual stuff. Your accept, your decline, you click here to do your money. And then, bonjour. And it would literally just be, if you accept, you get the timer here. If you decline, then it just stops the timer. And that's as simple as that for the trade. Basic is what you would expect. Because this whole game is kind of has that 2014 like simple Roblox charm to it. And that's what I like. is they're not trying to be overly complicated. They're just trying to give you the basics, which I think is good. A game that is able to do basics well is able to do well. Hey, that's pretty good. Oh yeah, to also showcase, you have the Reforge, where you can send towers to get reforged for a cost of gems. You have the XP system, which I'm level 146 and haven't gotten an Omega, sadly. You have this, which the Robux seems weird. It's actually less worth it to get with Robux, although I would recommend doing that. It helps support the devs. They put a great deal of work into this game. And it's very clear. You have the 10k, 100k, and 1 million coins, all of which, once you get legendaries, start to become much easier to obtain. You have your buying of gems, which again, gems you get for completing each map through. Set the trade real quick. So to showcase some of the rarities in trade, you have your uncommons, you have your you have your commons, you have your uncommons, you have your rares, you have epic, of course, legendary, you have mythics, and your transcendents, which are, and there's one above transcendent, which is Omega. I do not have it, so I cannot showcase it. But yeah, that's mostly it for the trading system. Fair trade. I had an extra jester, so you can have it. Now, with the create a party system, when you create it, it spawns here, which sadly, one bug, you can still access your menus through it, but that's fine. Oh yeah, I forgot about indexes. Indexes. The normal one gives you coin boost, shiny gives you gem boost. Pretty self-explanatory. In the Robux section, you have these weird T-shaped things. Those are based on level tokens, which you can use in the Robux shop, as it says here, to earn game passes for free, which is a big, big bonus to this game, as it... Dude, I don't think I could play it that much if it didn't have the free game passes. As it would be so much slower, in fact. Like, it would be much more painful, and I'm happy it does that. You have your dailies, which, because I have VIP, I get twice the amount. So here, you'd usually get 75, 1 monkey crate, 3k coins, 1000 XP, 3 illegal crates, 100 gems, and 10 illegal crates for each day of the week. And it would just repeat like that. Now, with the play system, you click play, you click create party, and then you can select the public or private. Currently, private has a bug where if my friend Smudgy was to click to request, it would say nil requested to join your party, as it does there, which effectively means I can't accept him. Now, to show you what it looks like when you're joining someone's party, if Smudgy creates a game, there's a lock icon for private, a no icon for public. I wish they would, have a friends only icon. I do have a concept for that, which would be great to see implemented. depending on the map you select, in the bottom left it says easy, you have medium, you have, lastly, the third being hard. Now, what you might wonder for this is, depending on the map you're selecting, you have, if you pick mountains map, you'll see rock, and that's based on the rock crate. Some maps have their own map-specific crates. Now, with, for kicking people, when you hover over their name, you got the kick, which is nice. I like that. It's simple, it's easy, anyone can understand it. And that's really a big bonus with the games. It's not using super bright and harsh colors. When it uses bright, it uses it where it makes sense to be bright. And outside of that, it doesn't try to blind you. And that is a big bonus for this game, and I feel that is something that really helps it. Now, with starting, if you click it, the character does the little float into the air where it sends you to the game. Now, to show off easy, one of us starts with more money than the other, but to showcase, you have something like this, where if I upgrade the boxer ball, I can attack decently fast. I do good damage, and it's pretty good. Now, these, you have access to 1x and 2x when you start. However, with the level tokens, if or game passes, depending on the way you decide to buy them, you get access to a 3x option. And if you own the 3x, you're able to purchase 4x, which effectively increment up into being either double speed, triple speed, or quadruple speed. And that, I think, is pretty good for the game. Now, the enemies in easy mode are really simple. Anyone can get them. They're cubes. And you got cubes, mini cubes, blocks, which are like, you know, based off the R5 or R6 characters. And also, thankfully, if you notice, each map has these lines that in between rounds show the track that the enemies take. And they also show it at the start of the game. Now, there used to be an event going on where a turkey would spawn and you would have to chase it. Then they altered the event that rather than catching it while it's running, it would eventually get tired out. And to show outside of just the map here, they put detail on the other parts of the map. You have a little cube here. And you have Kevin the Cube, I like it. You have another bigger cube, which, to get there, you just jump up from here. You can jump up this slope, and you're at the cube. You can jump on it. Now, you have cylinders at one point within it, which are pretty simple. Now, a feature that makes this much quicker that you might have noticed is the skip waves, which, well, you can vote to skip a wave. But if you never notice it, you can click auto skip and have your teammate decide whether or not it's worth it. Now, easy mode is probably one of your more basic modes. Anyone could do it, and I feel medium is where, like, what we selected really starts to fit into play. Now, big thing, community. Very friendly. When I started, there's a dude who tossed me some Legendaries. I won't say his name because he doesn't want me to. And he also tossed my friend Smudgy here Legendaries, which helped us get a lot of money, and it helped us get mythics, and it led to me, you know, choosing to become moderator for the game. Now, I've said a lot of good when it comes to the game, but this is where I kind of feel the bad, I think, starts to kick into play. Something I find is that the game, even in the end game stages, in both early, mid, and late game, it's kind of easy. I mean, that's a good thing, but the problem is some towers are really strong, while others just aren't worth using in comparison to their others. Like you have, oh yeah, Trigolem, pretty cool, dude. You have your restart and return to lobby. For now, we'll just do the restart and try medium. Now, the game's biggest issue. You have in the Mythics category a ball called the Virus Ball. Now, does it do decent damage? Yes. Is it worth using in comparison to the other Mythics? No. Almost every Mythic is significantly stronger than it is, just due to the sheer fact that it spawns way too many towers, and it doesn't work well with support towers because of that. And that's like the biggest issue that comes to it for this game. Yeah, which the base health is fine if nothing ever gets through, but it effectively limits you to a timer. And that is problematic if you place it early game and expert. And that's if you have teammates who don't, you know, skip or don't auto-skip, where it becomes a big issue. But a lot of towers have unique abilities. You have the Nature Ball, which was recently added, and I recommend folks go out and get it, because even if it's not a great mythic, it's still pretty good. It spawns a kind of grassy puddle on the ground that when enemies walk over it, it will effectively, it will slow them and poison them temporarily, which people seem to slightly undervalue it. I think it would be good in multiplayer, just not in solo, because in solo you're limited to 5 separate towers you can use. When your choice is between a Nature Ball and a Brain Ball, which is, like, the Brain Ball is probably the 3rd worst mythic in the game, and it's really good. Or it's not even really good, it's just good, but it's the 3rd worst. The thing is your worst are kind of tied between Nature and Virus in their own ways, because Nature Ball just doesn't do enough damage as, you know, Virus Ball does, but it ruins support towers. And that's a good thing for the game. But probably the best part about this game that I have to give it props for, co-op. Doing it co-op with friends is so much more fun and satisfying than playing it by yourself. And that's just a given for many games. But to make a tower defense game feel enjoyable to play with a friend is actually pretty surprising. I mean, there's not many games that can do it well. But I would say that, like, you have Balloons, which isn't a Roblox-based one, which is the one that does it best. And it always has, because it effectively revolutionized the genre of tower defense. As, hopefully later in the video we cover, or hopefully, I think I'll make it a separate video. Yeah, I will make covering Tower Defense Simulator its own separate video, so this one isn't, you know, an hour long. Because, you know, we're trying each of the modes, and so it's kind of gonna be a pain. Wow, we really could just beat hard mode with our setup, couldn't we? Yeah, let's try it, see how it goes. Now, a big thing with easy, medium, hard, expert, and boss rush is they all end at separate waves. Easy ends on round 15, medium ends on wave 20, you have hard that ends on wave 30, you have expert that ends on wave 50, and you have boss rush, which is wave 13. Now, what I have to say is easy and medium aren't the really most intriguing mode. Yeah, they're cool, but they don't have anything that makes them intriguing. And that's something that really falters, is for the many people don't feel like they got a lot going on when they're playing this, like, on, yeah. As opposed to... Yeah, and thankfully, me and my... Oh, please tell me I've been capturing Discord. Could you say words? Fuck. Alright, well, just to state, as he mentioned, I've been mostly I mean, that's fine, I've been mostly the one talking for a while, so I guess,
yeah,
just to state, what he mentioned again is, most players, because the early game they feel is lacking, don't get to see a lot of the end game content that's really interesting. And that's like a big issue within the game, as it leads to less players. Now, do I like the crate system? It depends. I like the way that this game does it, but do I like crates in most games? No. I would say in most games the crate system isn't that good. Oh, shucks. Oh, wait. I actually beat this. Oh, no. I think we're gonna lose. Oh yeah, a cool thing I can show you is if you click on your teammate, you get these two button options called 25 and 50%. And clicking it, I can donate 25% of my money at the time that I clicked it, or 50%. And that's probably a big thing with it.
you have to hit send in order for the money to go.
Oh yeah. I just wanted to quickly show it off. Could I do this in time? If I had enough, I could. I might not be able to kill them. Ah! Wait, that's medium.
You could probably get a rare. Head back to lobby, get a rare.
Yeah. Now we're gonna showcase. The thing is again with easy and medium. Yeah, there's not much that's going for it. But this also affects towers. Is that although some of these towers are cool, like this, I believe spawns like things onto the track. Like, or there's AoEs, which I think there is one in here. But like, most of your interesting shit is awesome, which we'll refer to as epic still. and beyond just are where your interesting kicks into play. Like the bomb ball. You have the laser ball, which is again another good one. You have the frosty ball, which is currently a thing that's part of, uh, it's a part of a,
Frozen crate.
yeah, frozen crate. You have the power armor, which based off of Fallout, love it. Uh,
Scarecrow is a autumn crate exclusive.
yeah, and we'll show that one of the exclusives, or at least I will. Now, a big bonus for the big bonus for it is I have to give it is nice maps. Although the game is very simple and it's very hard to go wrong with a map, it's not overtly complicated. It's nice, it's relaxing, and if I had silent gameplay of this game, I could fall asleep to it. Because, well, listen to the lobby music.
We're gonna get weed, man. We're gonna get weed.
But that's like a very simple and song. It's very calming, very relaxing, and that's a big bonus I have. The game doesn't really try to purposefully be like super overly hyped and amped up. It sticks to what it knows best. Now we have something like this. Here's is a thing that towers got where it shoots through a tower and it'll go through a amount of towers. It's kind of a thing for it. And that's probably a big, like, that's a part that I like, but what I don't like is whatever projectiles are fired don't continue outside of the tower's range, which limits its options really badly. And that's like, but there's a tower that ignores that with one of its projectiles being the Baller, which is the most broken tower in the game, but it could make most piercing towers a little more viable or worth it. And that's a genuine complaint I have with it, is that Pierce is useless. Now you have your AoE towers, which are like, I have the bomb ball as mine.
Grassman's also AoE.
Oh, he's AoE?
Yep.
Oh, I didn't know that. Also, you have your melee towers, which is like power armor ball, which is nice and simple. I mean, they all explain it, like, if you click into their stats thing, they literally tell you what type of tower they are. All it just takes is actually reading what you're placing down or looking at the descriptions. And if you've made it past easy or medium, you probably look through the descriptions anyway, just to be careful, to know what you're doing. And that's a big, like, the ability to read through the descriptions and to know what the tower does beforehand is probably one of the most important things to the game. A lot of joke towers don't have that, and that makes sense. They're joke towers. They weren't expected to be used seriously. But again, here's another example of an AoE, where if you look at the lines here, this is the way it attacks. This is its max, it'll swing in this direction. So you're limited to here. Which is pretty good. And when it comes to this, we could probably do 4x actually. It's pretty nice and just simple. There's not much to it. So really this is just a weight thing from this point onwards. Oh, a tower I like using. The laser ball, which we'll actually swap this guy out for. Is this shoots relatively fast, does good damage, has like the bullets thing and the pierce. And that's pretty lovely. Now, does the simple feel repetitive? It can. But that's if you're using the same towers every single time, which I do. But so is if you mix and match your towers, you try ones you may not have used, you try different strategies. It's a tower
It's like
defense
every
game.
other tower defense game.
Tower
You're always
defense
gonna
sim
want to try different things.
suffers from the same issue.
If you only do the best combo, the game's gonna get pretty easy and boring.
Yeah.
Mix and match. Are you recording Discord yet or no?
Oh yeah, I have been. So I actually
Hooray!
have your voice.
Oh, there's Rectangle Man.
Oh no. Oh, we died. To showcase some of the legendaries and what their interesting capabilities are, the legendaries are decently strong for mid-game. You have your current towers you can get, which are going to be the only ones I use. You have like your Angel Ball, which is a great melee tower. You have Chef, which is a money maker, and he really does help. You have your Crusher Balls, which are like AoEs. Now they're not they're great AoEs, but I don't think they're the best AoE. You have Dart Monkeys, which they kind of suck. I'm sorry, they don't fire in spreads, and it just I don't like Dart Monkeys, man. They don't work in this, and that's probably a bad issue for it. You have Mini Gunners, which are, you know, great towers. They do good damage. They fire well. They play well. And then you have things like Princess Balls, which are another money-making tower, which works similarly to a mythic known as the Golden Monkey, which gains money on attack. It's a little slower. You have Party Mans, which are great for support, although the shiny is useless, and that's probably an issue with it. You have Piercer, great for piercing, and you have the Robo-Man with decent range, decent attack speed, and again, bullets and pierce, and it makes him really good. And then you have the Turkey Ball, which is a great summon tower. Probably the best I think I could use. And to showcase, whenever you open a crate, you have a 1 in 500 chance of getting a shiny, which makes getting these shinies of Omegas, Mythics, or Transcendents kinda rare to get, or a pain in my ass. An interesting thing I learned, you look at your crate opening, it'll say upsize X blank, like the number. That refers to how many times your crate is going to be upgraded. It will say upsize 2x when it starts. When it upgrades, if it's going up, it'll say 3x. If it doesn't, it'll just stay at 2x. So do you want to kick the folks and...
Yep.
Now, your hard mode's kinda lengthy, so that's like a big thing for it. But a great tower that I recommend placing off spawn are things like minigunners. They work really well when you're trying to kill stuff. I have a shiny one. The shinies have a different look variation as opposed to non-shinies. And you have your party mans, which are great buff. Like they just buff. Now to show, you have things like chefs, which if you look, should say amount of money soon. There it is. It said 2K. That's because it gives money. And in a tower defense game, money is the most important thing to have. If you're not getting money, you're not getting towers. And like that makes money support towers really, really worthwhile and viable. I think we're gonna have to skip over expert. My god. This is 35 minutes.
Set it to 4x speed. Stop yapping so much, man.
Thing is I'm spending my time talking when, you know, there's like we're killing shits. Like I can spend my time talking.
Okay, well, also, just saying, we are already at wave 30.
I did not notice. We're 20 waves away from the finish.
That sound design is pretty good.
Oh yeah. Very loud.
Something interesting. Physical terrain does not stop visibility.
Oh yeah, that is a damn good thing to mention. Yeah, regardless of where you place something, you used to be able to place them on higher up, like, places. Like, I used to be able to place them here, but apparently that was a bug that they patched, which sucks, because you can only place them on flat surfaces, and they removed it. They shouldn't have. Devs, any of the devs, if you guys see this, let me place up here. There's grass up there. Why can't I place my shit? Like, come on, man. I know you can let me.
Also, very nice thing. The upgrade names.
Oh yeah.
Mini Baller, the 30k upgrade, double barrel Gatling gun, 75k upgrade. Okay, this is a pretty bad one, but it's very funny. You have double barrel Gatling gun, grass man, more grass, more man, more man, more grass, less man, more grass, grass, man, grass, 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 grass.
Yeah, it's like as they go on, they each have different names that, you know, fit with their thing. Now, where the game shows its full colors with how insane things can get is Boss Rush. My god, is Boss Rush nuts. Because all you have to do in order to win any Boss Rush is use 2 golden monkeys. You can use, like, personally, most of these can do well for it. I use the 2x baller. However, you can't really get them from crates anymore, which is a big issue. You have, like...
It's forcing people to be more creative, though.
True, that is true. With Frost crates, you have the Frost Angel, which is a dual melee character, and does, like, great DPS. I think when maxed out can do, like, 2 million DPS a second, if you do max out plus, Party Man buff, which actually is a big thing. I would recommend a Party Man if you do, like, Mythics, as that's the one legendary that you should always have. I use a Jester because I believe there's an ability where anything within its range cannot be stunned, which is really, like, cannot be stunned, cannot be sold, which is really good. And probably one of the best things you can get on a tower. And it has AoE, and it has melee, so it's like a little bit of everything. Now, to show boss rush, we just have to hop in the game. Where boss rush is, you have the, by the way, each of these have different looks. Easy looks like that. You have medium, hard, expert, and boss rush, which is the mecha ball that it looks like. Now you get some time to prepare before it sends you flying in, and it gives you 100 grand to start with. So, some simple things to pick. I'm gonna place basic spots. Now, a big funny thing I learned is that if you have 3 party men, then having 3 towers is literally the most optimal.
But who needs to be optimal when you can be cool?
And in fact, that's a reforge, which we haven't gone over to each of the reforges. You have things like money bags, which increases money production. You have money printer, which gives you money on kill. You have size up, which does 1.5 times the damage, and then you have size up 2x, which gives you 2 times the damage. Then you have, oh shit, you have binoculars, which gives you larger range. Crone's Eye, which gives you larger range, but it makes you slower. You have Divine, which gives you a little bit of everything. You have... Oh, wow, I think that's it. I think I literally just named through everything, other than cool, which makes your guy cool. That's it. I wish that it gave him sunglasses or something, because that'd be pretty funny, but I'll take what I get. I think we can actually auto-skip for now, if we want. You'll notice high health stuff. Give buff rectangles, which kind of remind me of the big games like the dude's avatar. I just realized that because he's got the orange bandana, the white character, like, you get what I mean? He's meant to stun towers, but we have Jester, who's effectively covering the entire map. Now, once you get to the point where everyone has things maxed out, you kind of just auto-win. There's not really much to say. A win's a win. However, the towers that I find are really cool, you have the Supermancers, which they can stun your towers minorly, but you have Mecha Cubes. This sends out a signal which stuns a bunch of towers and can launch rockets that will land on towers and stun them for even longer. But we have Jesters, so I have to describe the stun, where the stun has like these stars in a cartoon-like way that circle around the character's head. Level up! Yippee! And I believe that is everything to the game in 44 minutes and 58 seconds. That is effectively the full entirety of all TD, other than the crates, which you have banner crates, which restock and change towers every 5 minutes. You have ultra banner
every
crates, which every hour? every hour they do their restock. You have Ultra Banner, which just give you access to Ultras. You have Starter Crates, which are for your starter players, and it's probably not the best thing to start out with. You have your illegal crates, which are where you can get everything, including Transcendence and Omegas. And currently you have monkey crates, which, just to show you the pain in the ass it is to open them, it's that. When you have so much money that you're opening tons of crates, it gets really loud. And that's like, with crates, I think something simple. Now there's this new guy called the Shady Market guy. He spawns in a bunch of different locations, but he gives you access to, for 5 times the price, you can have at most 4 times the chance of the crates. Which is good on occasion. Depending on who you are, it's bad. Depending on who you, like, how you go about things, it's good. But your chances of getting stuff still aren't any better than with, you know, an illegal. It's still a pain in the ass. I got a shiny. Wow, shiny fancy ball. Hey, what are the chances of that, Smudgy?
Hmm.
Well, actually, I know
I'm
the
gonna open a
chances.
bunch of super illegal crates. Guaranteed 1 legendary. A high chance of getting 2.
Alright, where are you at?
Jumping on one of the arches.
Oh, I see
Look
you.
for
You're
all
over
the
here.
floating crates. Oh, 1 legendary. Dark
Let's,
monkey.
let's...
A
Ooh,
2nd legendary.
be a shiny. Oh,
I got a shiny flame ball.
it's pretty
Ooh,
good.
a 3rd legendary. Shiny old man.
Probably both the best and worst part about this game are the crates, because they take so long to open up. Like, that's probably the worst part, is how lengthy it is. Beyond that, I think the crates are fine. I don't think they're really any worse than any other tower defense game. And I feel that is, yeah, that is genuinely all with this one. Oh, mailing! That's right! There's this feature, mailing. You literally just click whatever you want to mail. You type in the person's name, which I'll use my friend Smudgy101. If you want to mail him stuff, that is not his thing. You effectively have to write their proper username.
Yep.
It's 2 L's. There
Mhm.
we go. And then I just click confirm. Now, if he checks his mailbox, he has one. But if he were to do the same for me, so I can show you what it looks like on this end, which would take a moment. Ah, there it is. When it appears, you can't just go here. You have to click, and then confirm take, and you get it. You used to be able to trade and give tokens, but people like to ruin the fun for others, so here we are.
By ruining the fun for others, we mean people would make alt accounts that would then trade very low level trade tokens to people with higher levels that have to spend multiple games trying to beat the hardest difficulties for a chance to level up.
Also, you got your leaderboard. It's real simple. You got coins, gems, you have your base levels, and then you have over here the folks who have donated to the devs. I would recommend you do this. And like that's outside of me being a mod, they genuinely put some work and effort into this game. And I feel they deserve it. They really do. And sadly, I wish I could choose whether or not I want to activate these, but it makes sense why I can't. Oh, and another big issue with the game. Storage. Why?
1,000 max inventory slots.
Why is my max 1,000? You know how easy it is to get 1,000 items when you have 700 crates? It's not even like separate items, it's combined.
If you want to switch over to my Discord or take a screenshot, 292 police balls are taking up 3/4 of my inventory.
And if I were to quickly turn off my audio, I can swap over the application capture from Roblox over to the screen share, which would be the Discord. This is like when just 300 police balls takes over a quarter of his inventory. I mean, I understand it, but can I say it's dumb? Yes. And also, as you might have noticed, there's the sell button, which, well, is used to sell towers. Pretty explanatory. You literally click a tower, it shows up there, you can click it to pull it out, or you can click confirm sell to sell. It's as simple as that. And that is I'd say, definitive guide to ball tower defense. That's everything you need to know in a very obnoxious... It's everything you need to know explained by an obnoxious teenager. Well, not teenager, adult now. I would recommend, because I'm planning on doing a video on Tower Defense Sim, checking that one out because it's gonna be a good. It's gonna be good. I think I'm gonna enjoy it. I'm going out of my way to review it because I think it's a game worth reviewing.
Continuity error within the index. There's a normal form for the scarecrow. There's not a normal form for it, or a shiny form in the index. It's unavailable, but it now makes there be an empty slot in the shiny instead of filling it fully out.
Alright, here we go. So I guess I'm gonna stop recording in 3, 2, 1, 0.